joining us and sharing your insight as an international affairs expert. Now we move on to our next news. The White House has announced the details of the TikTok deal. According to the statement, Americans will hold 6 of the 7 board seats, with 1 seat occupied by ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok. As part of the agreement, ByteDance will retain less than 20% of the joint venture overseeing TikTok's operations in the United States. The deal also includes provisions to secure and retain TikTok's algorithm in the U.S., ensuring it is operated independently of ByteDance's control. Additionally, the data of American users will be stored in the United States on a cloud platform managed by Oracle. This development follows months of negotiations between the U.S. and China. The U.S. administration had raised concerns that TikTok's algorithm and the data of American users could be used against it, leading to demands for the sale of TikTok's U.S. operations. Now, for this discussion, we are joined by Andrew K.B. Long. He's a China strategist, joins us live from Hong Kong. Thank you very much, Andrew, for joining us today. Now, what are the potential implications of the U.S. gaining majority control over TikTok's U.S. board?
Well, I'd like to address this very important topic from 2 angles. First of all, why does Trump want TikTok so badly? What's behind it? He wants it very badly because TikTok actually helped him to win the White House back. I mean, the young people, they're all addicted to this social media, short streaming, and it's very, very popular. And of course, driven by other social media platforms. And for one time, they fear that the TikTok may be shut down in the United States, and they like it so much, a lot of them migrated to the Chinese version on the Chinese mainland, which is called the Red Note. And that helped, of course, bridge the gaps between the understanding of the 2 peoples in the United States. Many of them haven't been outside their country, let alone visiting China, and the Chinese counterparts, the young people. This also signified by the death of Charlie Kirk, and that represented a momentum of the dynamics in the United States, focusing on American traditional values, the family and young people, and it's very, very powerful in American politics, particularly with the coming midterm elections. And last but not least, of course, is the fear of national security. The data, which are driven by algorithms controlled by China, could seem to be impacting on American security. So this deal is trying to address these 3 points. Now, what is it on Beijing's side? Of course, the TikTok is not just in the United States. It's very popular in the rest of the world, in Europe, in Latin America, in Africa, all over the world. And of course, as I said, even before TikTok was invented, the original Chinese version, of course, very, very popular. And then this, at the time of the 4th and 5th Industrial Revolution, there's a borderless connectivity. But then it's all driven by the algorithms. Now, the algorithms are controlled by the Chinese company ByteDance, and of course, what is the TikTok deal only refers to the American, the TikTok platform. No doubt that would be, the algorithms would be controlled by the American, especially developed algorithms for the American market, possibly controlled by the board. Then is out of the board majority controlled by the Americans and by Oracle. And Oracle is, of course, is a very staunch Trump ally. And then his son is also bought Paramount, which is the owner of CBS News. And this makes Oracle the largest media company in the United States. So I think that you can see that all the dynamics are played. But then it's likely that Beijing wants to retain the global algorithms and it's likely to engineer a different algorithms for the American market together with the sale of the American TikTok platform to the Oracle Control Company. I think that's behind all the narratives on the surface, but still, it is a breakthrough. And then this breakthrough is not only about TikTok, it augurs well for a closer relationship between the United States and China, and a possible direct meeting between President Trump and President Xi.
Thank you very much, Andrew, for always joining us and sharing your insight. Now we move on